Australia, I think, can be a regional and maybe even a global innovation leader. That you have this opportunity now, and this actually is the moment. I mean, you heard just now from Eugene basically kind of the history of this. That 20 years ago, our biggest export was oranges. And nobody could imagine this place, including the high-tech people who were doing tech here. They had to convince people that this is something that we do. You know, it's like, it didn't seem like a normal thing. So that was, 20 years ago. Now we're a startup nation. So nobody would have predicted that we would become an innovation leader. You couldn't tell by the size of the country, by the state of our economy or anything. When we're looking 20 years ahead, I think we're in a similar situation. We don't know who the innovation leaders in the world are going to be in each region and globally. You can't tell by the size of the country or the state of the economy right now. It's up for grabs. And I think I have this theory. I can't prove it completely because they're not great examples of it. But I think that the countries that do a better job of combining their strengths with other countries, combining the strengths of their innovation sectors, are the countries that are going to win. And that's because, we actually know this on the personal level. We know that the way to build great startups or great companies generally is great teams. We know that there is no such thing as somebody who's great at everything. That the really great companies are built around great teams that combine the strengths of different people, because different people have different strengths. What I'm saying is that different countries have different strengths. And you see this here in Israel. I mean, here in Israel, you may hear during this week high-tech people complaining. They'll say, why do we only do startups? Why can't we build big companies? This drives Israelis crazy. We write about it in the book. And then everywhere else I go in the world, it's the exact opposite. Everyone says, well, why can't we do startups? It's like, and what I realize is that everybody's blind to their own strengths. They're focused on what's difficult for them, and they don't even notice what they're good at because it's easy. Those of us outside of Silicon Valley, we should start thinking of that as an advantage more than disadvantage. And we Israelis have to train ourselves this way as well. Because we have this, everybody in the world, including Israelis, tends to think, oh, well, we wish we were kind of the US market. We wish we're Silicon Valley. Well, it turns out the rest of the world is a much bigger market, it's growing much faster, and it has much bigger problems to solve than the American market. And let Silicon Valley have the American market. We have a great relationship with the American market and with Silicon Valley. In some ways, we're almost a satellite of it, our tech system. But we now have to build the kind of highway we have with the US, with other countries, with other markets. And so I think that's Israel's great challenge. And I think if Australia and Israel do that together, there's a lot we can do.